Is Sir Charles correct? Who wins the East?
What makes Charles so great is that he's willing to say anything. He'll bash the league, bash players. He does. He really does. But when it comes to predictions, Charles has not been really good. His track record is pretty bad.
Right.
Last year, he had Portland going to the Western Conference, winning the West,
yes.
Of course. They got smashed by Golden State in a sweep. And then the other one is when Durant got hurt, he also said that Golden State couldn't beat Houston after Durant went down. We saw how that went. And there was another one, a little-known one. He also said the Lions would win the Super Bowl within the next 50 years. He's been wrong about that. Charles, stop it. And I know you played at Philadelphia. I know you love Philadelphia, and they are a good team. But I'm sorry. It is still about Milwaukee and how good the Bucks are and Giannis. And I know everybody poo-poos Chris Middleton because he's not a big name. He was a second-round draft pick, you know what I mean, and worked his way and earned his way into the starring role or co-starring role that he has. But when you think about what they did a year ago, 60 and 22 and all the way up, and they even had Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors down 0-2 before they came back and won that series. They looked like they were going to the NBA Finals.
Choke City.
Right? And they didn't get it done. You're just bitter because of what happened to you when betting. But they also won last year. You ready? 45 games by 10 points or more. They're a really good team and a juggernaut. And I'm not sure that Philadelphia, they still have question marks to me. I'm not convinced that Jimmy Butler not being there is a good thing. Jimmy Butler fit well with them. Yeah. He made big shots for them. Right? J.J. Redick's not there anymore.
Big loss.
That's another loss from the perimeter. So I'm not convinced that Philadelphia is the truth. Will they be in the mix? Yes. They'll be in the mix. I love Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee will come out of the East, especially now that Kawhi's not there.
Rob, I'm 100% with you here. I love what the Milwaukee Bucks have put together, specifically because of Giannis Antetokounmpo. We understand who he is, but we don't really understand what makes him go, what really makes him tick. And sometimes he alludes to it a little bit, and he kind of shows us little glimpse of it when he doesn't want to go and work out with all these other stars around the National Basketball Association. And because of that, you just automatically root for a guy like that. But this is why the Milwaukee Bucks have been so great, because their star is on a mission. The MVP of the NBA is on a mission to not only win that title again as most valuable player, but now he's had a taste. He's come close to getting to the finals, and it was taken away from him for something that he feels like he's let his team down without being able to shoot. So when I look at the 76ers and them removing Jimmy Butler from the equation, that was their closer. And you talk about big shots. They don't have that guy that's going to make those big shots in the closing game that's been in that moment. You got Joel Embiid. Is he going to shine in those moments?
Is he going to be healthy?
Or is he going to be present?
That's another question mark.
Ben Simmons, can he make a shot or a free throw or anything? So will he develop that game and go to the next level? There are so many question marks. Are they a talented team? Yes, I totally get where Sir Charles is headed here, but I'm not going to dethrone the team that had the best record in all of the National Basketball Association last year in the Milwaukee Bucks, and how close they came last year. I mean, you give the Toronto Raptors a ton of credit, but Kawhi Leonard was the reason why we're not talking about the Milwaukee Bucks, not the 76ers.
Let me just give you a couple more notes that I think are important. Last year, the only team ranked in the top four, both offensively and defensive efficiency.
Yes.
I mean, the only one, and they were number one defensively. And you know that's a big part in the NBA. And the other one, offensively, they averaged 118 points a game, which was first. That was the most by any team, you ready? Since 1991-92. This is a well-oiled machine. This is a juggernaut. And you're right. They were 2 wins away from making it to the NBA Finals. He's hungry. He had a taste, Greg. and I think you're right.
A regular season juggernaut, no doubt.
They were 2 games away from. What do you mean?
Well, hold up. They led the Raptors 2-0 and then just got destroyed 4 games in a row. Game 3,
but they
got
were
jobbed.
there in the Eastern Conference, but you're acting like they weren't, though.
Okay, should I hashtag inconsistent Rob Parker? I mean, you crushed teams for losing. They got destroyed 4 in a row after winning the first 2.
Jason, how much money did you lose?
I didn't lose that much. But let me bring this back to Charles Barkley, okay? Because Sir Charles, here's what I love about this guarantee, okay? So you guys know I started a website, and we wrote a lot about the media back in the day. We still do.
No, what website was that?
Website. And, I sold the website, blah, blah, blah. But one of the things we noticed was these guys can come out and make bold proclamations. I guarantee you this is going to happen. And then they're wrong, and nobody cares. There's no accountability. I know there's a couple Twitter accounts that track this stuff. But that's the beauty of it. Barkley is going to be wrong here. I can guarantee you the Sixers will not win the East. Al Horford was a nice pickup for them, but I don't trust Embiid's health. As you said about Butler and Redick, 2 huge losses. The team nobody's talking about, and this is where he loves to be, is Brad Stevens and the Boston Celtics. Addition by subtraction. Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell in Pittsburgh. I think that's addition by subtraction. I do believe Kyrie Irving totally messed with their chemistry last year. He was getting on the young guy's case. He wanted to get his shots. He was angry at Brad Stevens last year. Here we go with Celtics highlights. Lovely. Because Brad Stevens is kind of tight with Gordon Hayward. Hayward coming off the injury wasn't very good. If you guys follow the Team USA basketball, there are currently 4 Celtics on that team. Brown, Tatum, Kemba, and Marcus Smart. They are building chemistry right now that they didn't have last year. I believe this team, when you toss in Hayward coming off the injury, is not kind of a sleeping giant, but they're the team nobody's talking about. It's all Sixers, it's all Bucks, and the Celtics are going to be my pick to surprise everybody and come out of the Eastern Conference. Last note.
Charles Barkley should be texting you to say, really?
Hey, Charles Barkley don't ever text me. I know he's tight with Cowherd. I need to get on the ends with Barkley. But the last note is Tatum and Jaylen Brown were in trade talks the last 2 years. Are they going to trade him for Anthony Davis? What about Paul George, Jimmy Butler? Finally, that's lifted. They are without the pressure of, are they going to be moved? They know they are the future. They're the foundation building blocks in Boston. I'm telling you guys, don't sleep on the Celtics winning the East.
I don't think they're talented enough to compete with Milwaukee. I just don't. And they might be a nice piece, and you could use...
Who's the second best player on the Bucks, Rob? Give it to me. Come on.
Chris Middleton. I just told you that.
Did you see what he did against the Raptors? Choke City. Chris Middleton, he shot like 25% on threes. He didn't show up.
You could have a bad playoff series. That doesn't mean he's a bad player. Jason,
fine. Go to all the All-Star games you want.
We just talked about they average 118 points a game.
Where was he in the playoffs when it mattered? Where was he?
He had a bad playoff series.
Let me explain to you how this works. This is why the Milwaukee Bucks is so special, because you're trying to make it all about 1 or 2 players.
It's a star league, Greg.
But it is a star. And they have one of the best, arguably the most valuable.
One.
That's all you need to win 60 games, apparently.
Fine, 60 wins. That's good. Take the 60 wins. They ain't winning the East. I'm telling you that they will gag again in the playoffs because teams say, Giannis, we're going to give you all the threes you want because he started taking threes. We're going to clog the lane and dare Brooke Lopez and Wesley Matthews. Eric Bledsoe is their second highest paid player before the Middleton deal. You know they had to bench him against the Raptors because he was so bad? Guard play so paramount in the playoffs. Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet were huge last year for the Raptors. I don't see the guards in Milwaukee.
George Hill was huge.
George Hill had a good series, but again, they are going to miss Brogdon, who was their second best player. He's gone now. I believe Indiana Pacers. Give me Kemba Walker, give me Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown. That team is going to be filthy. Really good Boston Celtics. I'm a Lakers guy.
I'm not buying the Celtics. I think they're good. And Kyrie, if you want to use him as a scapegoat. And when they don't win, when they don't win and they don't get there, I want to hear all the people who say, oh, good, we're glad that he's gone. Because I don't believe that they're better with Kemba Walker than they. I don't believe they'll be better.
Rob, thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.